Hello students, this is Debarchana Raut, lecturer in computer science. In our previous slides, we have been discussing about the topic that is array. We have been discussing basically about the linear array. We have already discussed that what is a linear array. It basically consists of homogeneous data elements, that is similar type of data elements. Either it can be an integer type of array or it can be a character type of array. That is, each and every element in the array should be integer type or should be character type. Next, it is denoted by index number, that is consecutive index numbers. Next, it has contiguous memory locations. Next, we have studied about how to find the length or size of the array, that is upper bound minus lower bound plus 1. In this slide, we will be discussing about representation of linear array in memory. So let's start. Let LA is a linear array in the memory of the computer. LA is the name of the array. So we know that the memory of the computer is simply a sequence of addressed locations. As we have already known that array stores each and every element in a contiguous memory allocation. So the memory of the computer is all in all simply a sequence of memory locations. So how can find out the any address location of any element in the array, or if we have the address location, how to find out what is the data element in the array? So in order to find out the location, the formula we will be discussing. So it is denoted by LOC, name of the array and the position of the array. So LOC LA of K means that the address of element LA of K of the array LA. That is, LA is the name of the array, LA of K is any particular position in the array. We have to find the address location of that particular element in the memory allocation. So we have already known that the elements of the array are sorted in successive memory allocations. That is, each and every element actually have the same amount or same bytes of memory address. So accordingly, the computer don't need to keep a track of all the addresses of every data element of any array. So what it basically needs to do, it basically needs to keep track of the only one address, that is address of the first element of the array, which is basically denoted as the base address. So the first element of the array is denoted as the base address of the array. So if we will know the first address or the base address of the array, we will consecutively or successively find out the rest all the memory allocations of the array. So how to find out? We will be using the base address of the computer and calculate the address of any element of the array by a formula, that is location of an array, that is LA of K, location of any position of an element in the array, is equal to base address of the array plus W whole into K minus of lower bound. So we will know what are this actually stands for. So already we know location of LA of K is location or memory allocation of any position of an array that is named as LA, and base address is the first element or the first address of the element of the array LA. Next, W is the number of words per memory cell for the array LA. That is, W is the size of each and every element in the array. That is what bytes of size per memory cell is given. K is the index sequence number, or we can say K is the each and every element of the array, each and every sequence element of the array. LB is the lower bound of the array, or the first element, or the lowest index number of the array. So by this we can find out any memory allocation of any element in the array. So I think this is clear that how we can find out the any location of any element in the array by putting this formula. Next, we will be discussing about some of the operations that is operated on array. So there are various operations that can be performed on array. Some of them are traversing. We already know about traversing, that to visit each element of the data structure at least once. That is the traversing operation, which we basically can find in printing or visiting any element particularly once. Next is insertion, to input or to insert a new element in the data structure. Next is deletion, to remove an element from the data structure. Sorting, to arrange all the elements in the array in some manner or in some sequence, that is, it can be ascending sequence, that is, it can be descending sequence, etc. Next is searching, to search for a particular element in the array. And lastly, it is merging, to add or to merge two different arrays to one single array. Or we can define as one array will be succeeding another array. That is, one array, then another array is going to add it to it. So these are some of the operations on the array. So traversing in a linear array. So let A be a collection of data elements stored in the memory of the computer. If we want to print the content of each element of A, or suppose we want to count the number of elements of the array A, this can accomplished by the operation that is traversing of the linear array. Basically, it is defined as accessing or processing, that is, visiting each element of the array or linear array exactly once. So here we will be discussing about the algorithm for traversing in a linear array. Here is the algorithm for this. For example, LA is the linear array with lower bound, that is denoted as LB, and upper bound, that is denoted as UB. We already are aware that LB stands for the lower bound, that is the smallest index number, and UB stands for the upper bound, that is the largest index number in the array. This algorithm traverses LA applying on operations to process to each element of the array, that is LA. LA is the name of the array. So at the very first step, we will initialize the counter or initialize the array. We will set a variable k as lower bound. Okay, the lower bound or the first element is set as k. Next, we will be repeating step 3 and 4 until and unless k is less than equal to upper bound. Okay, when the variable will move or will be processed up to it reaches the upper bound, up to that 3 and 4 steps will be accomplished. So we will be seeing step 3, apply process to LA of k. That is, we will be visiting first element, as k is denoted as lower bound here. So that is the first element. So we will be visiting or we will be applying any process, for example print or anything, count. So we will be applying it on LA of k, okay, which will start from the lower bound as it is assigned at the very first step to the lower bound. Next, we will increase the counter to its next position. That is, k is increased to next position or upper position, that is k is equal to k plus 1. Okay, so k is going to be increased. First it was the lower bound, next it will go to the next element, okay, next index position, then it will be checked with the upper bound. Again we will apply any process on LA of k. Okay, then again it will be increased by 1 and compared with the upper bound, again that position will be processed or any operation will be applied on it. So we will see one example to it. For example, there are 3 elements in an array. Okay, so obviously first element is lower bound. We will first compare the position of the lower bound is equal to 0. If there are 3 elements, so first element is 0, second element is 1 and third element is 2. So 0 is the upper bound and 0 is the lower bound and 2 is the upper bound here. So what it is going to do, it will, in the second step, it will ask for is 0 less than equal to upper bound, that is 0 is less than equal to 2. Yes, 0 is less than equal to 2. Then we will be reading or we will be visiting LA of 0, that is first element of LA. Next, the index number will be increased by 1, that is k value was 0. Now it will be increased to 0 plus 1, 1. So here I have to repeat step 3 and 4. Next I will check that is 1 less than equal to upper bound, is 1 less than equal to 2. Yes, 1 is less than equal to 2. Then again we will be visiting LA of 1. After visiting, or for example after applying any process, that is printing LA of 1, then again I will increase the k value by 1, that is 1 plus 1, 2. Again I will be checking that is 2 is less than equal to 2. Yes, it is less than equal to 2. Then again LA of 2 will be printed or processed. After processing, it will again increase by 1. Now the value of k is equal to 2 plus 1, 3. Again it is going to repeat the step 3 and 4, that while when the k value is 3, is it less than equal to the upper bound? We already know the upper bound is equal to 2. But here it does not satisfy the condition actually. 3 is not less than equal to 2. So when it will not satisfy, it will come out of the loop and it will directly exit. It will not read the 3 and 4 steps again. It will directly come to the exit point. So finally we will process each and every element of the array and we will finally exit out. So this is the traversing of the linear array. I think you will be understanding all the algorithm from this. Thank you.